as transparent as you can. In the old days, with Bill.
My thing's off.
Yeah, fix that problem. Okay. So in the old days, all we normally did was the legal notice at the town hall and the legal notice on the front doors of the firehouse, which is in the JI, which is what we were obligated to do by law. So that changed in the last year or two, and we've become a little bit more technically advanced here into the modern digital age. So we now have Facebook, the fire department Facebook page, the fire department website page, a Twitter feed. So you're seeing a lot more in automatic email notification. So you're seeing a lot more where we're trying to reach out and we're trying to be transparent as much as possible. Some of the things that we get into nowadays is more of a timing issue. So notices that were sent out on Friday afternoon that didn't get posted until Monday is what happened over the last weekend. So these things are, still a work in progress, but we are getting more and more advanced and better at this digital stuff. One thing I would highly recommend, folks, if you have not taken advantage of yet, is the automatic email notification from the website. It's a wonderful thing. And this way you don't have to go looking in Twitter or Facebook or the website to see what's going on. You just get an email and then you can see it or read it or not. So that works out pretty well. Well, it's 6:06, so let's get started. So we are gathered here today. Well, before we start, one more thing. If you're not, please place yourself on mute. And this way we won't have to have background noise. Everybody will listen to it. And also, save your questions till the end. When I created this presentation, I went through a lot of issues that were raised on the Enfield Open Forum. So I try to answer the questions or concerns that people had. So they're all in this presentation. As we go through it, you'll see some of the questions that might have been raised. And hopefully by the time we get to the end of the presentation, we'll have answered the questions. So save your questions till the end, and then we'll have a question and answer session. And then people can raise their hand. We will answer questions. The chief is here. We'll answer the questions and go from there. Okay, we got more people coming in. Bill, you're also co-hosting on this, by the way.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the.
I just brought him in. Okay, so let's start. Proposed replacement aerial platform, truck 12, as we know it. And so much for my digital skills here. There we go. So introduction, here's the agenda. We'll do the introduction. We're going to review the existing fleet, review the existing aerial platform truck 12, the 32-year-old apparatus that we're looking to replace. We're going to explain the need for replacement. We're going to talk about this different process we have, this accelerated process, the proposed replacement apparatus. Make sure you're on mute, please, folks. Thank you. We'll talk about the finances, how we're going to pay for this thing, what the impact is to taxes. And then we're going to review the future strategic plans for the fleet, our fire apparatus here in Enfield Fire District, and that how we're going to downsize and a reassignment of the fleet. And at the end of this thing, we'll have questions, like I said. Okay, Chief of the Department, Edward N. Richards. He's here online. The District President, Vincent Brady. My name is Scott Prentice. I'm a Commissioner for the Enfield Fire District. Little public service announcement, whatever, is Chief Richards is quickly approaching his 50 years with the department, which is a tremendous accomplishment and a lot of credit to Ed. And he recently was elected or selected to be in the Connecticut Chiefs Hall of Fame. So it's, again, quite the career accomplishment for Chief Richards. Quite proud of that. The purpose of this presentation is to review the proposed replacement of the 32-year-old aerial platform, Truck 12. And this presentation will include the need for the replacement, the description of the proposed type of replacement. Also included will be a discussion on the future vision of the fleet and the plans for downsizing and reassignment. You'll hear me repeat.
It's me, Mom.
What?
He's outside.
Hi, who's not on mute? Okay. So the existing fleet, Enfield Fire District 1, and we're only talking, for the sake of the discussion, we're only talking the major apparatus only, the engines and the big equipment. We're not talking about the specialty, the brush truck or the hovercraft. We're not talking about staff vehicles. We're really only talking about the engines, the truck, the rescue. So existing today at Station 1, coming out of the engine, Station 1 or headquarters, is Engine 5, which is a 2005 Seagrays mean stick, a Quint. And then Truck 12, which is the aerial that we're looking to replace, is 1988 Pierce Aero Ladder Tower. Every time I see 1988, I shake my head. It's amazing. It's that old. Rescue 1 is a 2007 Pierce Lance Heavy Duty Rescue. It's a real workhorse for the highway and extrication and heavy rescue. And then Engine 6, the 91 Pierce Aero engine, which is being replaced. We voted on that last year. Coming out of Station 2, Engine 4, a 2007 Pierce Lance Rescue Pumper that does have rescue equipment on it. And Engine 2, which is a 96 Pierce Lance Quint.
Mom, what?
So the
Mom, is that you? What is it? Leon, this is where I'm sitting.
No, you're over there. I already put you here. Do you want tomato soup or no? Wash your hands right now.
I don't want it, Mom.
You said you wanted it.
Okay, whoever is not on mute, could you please mute your device, whoever is iPhone? Thank you. Okay, so aerial platform Truck 12 issues. It's currently 32 years old, and until recently, it served as our frontline response aerial. It's currently out of service. It's been red tagged, and it's had a failure of a critical aerial component. Right now, at this point, we're unable to find a replacement. Nobody's making parts for a truck that's 32 years old. And there's no manufacturer, no manufacturer who can build this thing. So the apparatus was planned, it was due for replacement over the last 5 to 7 years. But due to a number of issues, the replacement cycle has been delayed, unfortunately. Today's value of this aerial, I would guesstimate it at less than $5,000. As the aerial does not operate properly. You're really talking about something that has scrap value, limited value at all. Next slide. So the normal replacement process, how we do it here, is there we go. Is that a truck committee is formed. And then there's extensive work by a truck committee. It takes 6 to 9 months, and it's almost weekly or meetings every other week to determine what the design is and what aerial would best meet the district needs and compartment sizes and what goes in the compartments and how we're going to set up this rig to meet our needs for the next 25 years. So there's a lot of thought and planning and engineering that goes into a design. So at the end of that, the committee develops a spec with the safety features are a priority. And then price negotiations are completed. The special district meeting is called. A referendum, which we'll have tomorrow night, is to approve the funding by the taxpayers. The purchase order is in place. And at Pierce, the engineering cycle and manufacturing cycle is started. And normal lead time, once they get a purchase order, is anywhere as 18 months to 20 months. Well over a year and a half to deliver that we're waiting for this thing in the process. It takes a while to get it done. So with current existing Truck 12 being out of service, we're in a bit of a need here. It's an understatement. So we've gone to an accelerated schedule. So the plan is we do have a spec and that was created over the last couple of years. The funding is now being requested. The vote is tomorrow night, Wednesday night, from 7:30 to 9 o'clock. And if you have questions on that or how to do that, we'll answer that later in the presentation or a question session. The apparatus, we're hoping to get an apparatus either out of the available pool of stock units or demo units, something that's already either made and on the road as a demo or in the process of being built as a stock unit. So by going with one of these units, stock units or a demo unit, we're going to greatly accelerate the availability to the district and may even have some cost savings if it's a demo unit, you know, a small or slight cost saving, but we'll see about that. Providing the aerial can be found, it's still got to meet the needs of the district. And one of the big issues is seating capacity. We're looking for something with enough seats for what we do here. So the lead time can be shortened to as little as 2 to 6 months once the funding is approved. You know, once we go out shopping what Pierce has available and see if we can find something that meets our needs. And that's what we're into. We had a shot at a demo unit that went to Long Island 2 weeks ago, but a number of departments down there are looking at it. So I think that one is gone already. And there also was another one that a department in Florida bought sight unseen because their aerial is out of service, I guess. So they bought something quickly. So that's why we're really looking to do the funding approval tomorrow night and make sure we have something, a purchase order that we can place with Pierce if and when either a stock unit or a demo unit becomes available. And I keep saying it meets our needs. Page down, please. There we go. So here's what we're looking at. In the ascendant, 100-foot mid-mount, a heavy-duty aerial tower. There's a picture of on the left side with the aerial up and working. And on the right side, some typical equipment that you would find in an aerial platform. These things are really rolling toolboxes. And they are packed with all sorts of equipment. Once we get to the scene, you'll have everything from air packs to all the typical ladders and everything that you expect to see in an aerial. So being a mid-mount quint, it's also going to be not only the aerial platform, but it's going to have a pump, a tank, and a hose load. We can lay our own hydrant line going in. Targeted usage, there was a question as to what exactly are we going to target this for? What are the needs in the district for an aerial platform? So aerial work above 2 stories. For example, next door to us, the 4-story office building, 107 Phoenix Ave. Many of the condominiums, Woodgate and Gatewood, and all of the housing projects. Shopping centers, Brookside Plaza, Stop and Shop, factories such as Casual Corner or Brooks Brothers across the street and all the industrial park. So all of those types of major occupancies. But we also need to have it for a horizontal reach. So you want to be able to park it on Enfield Street and then reach the rooftops of the many large houses in the historical district. So you need to have that reach that you can get out and then work the front of a building from a setback location. Life safety is a huge concern. So buildings such as the high school, St. Joseph Residence, the whole entire Felician Sisters complex, hotels like the Hampton Inn, or buildings that require specialized equipment for rescues above the 2nd floor. And then you have below grade rescues. This unit can angle down 15 degrees to go below grade when required. Of the 1,337 calls last year, this new aerial platform would have responded to approximately 39%, or over 500 calls, if we had it and if we had already done the fleet redeployment and reassignment of apparatus. That's based on alarms, building fires, mutual aid, of the total calls. You look at percentages from the chief's report, annual district report, and that's how that number was factored. Features of the new design, and this is only highlights only. So again, safety is a huge concern. The cab safety systems, including front impact protection, side roll protection, improved seating for 3-point seat belts, air cushions, seatbelt pretensioners, hands-free SCBA holders, state-of-the-art information centers, LCD displays, diagnostics, panel for warning safety, maintenance, electrical loads, operational information, and prediction of remaining life and critical fluids and events, the seatbelt monitoring system, vehicle data recording system, forward and interior camera systems, and rear view camera systems. So things that they never even thought of back 32 years ago are now part of what is built nowadays in apparatus. The testing and certification, when this thing comes, it's been extensively tested and a lot of certification to industry, factory, and NFPA standards. And that's for legal reasons, insurance reasons, lawsuit reasons. So they have to make sure that it's been tested for vehicle stability, slip resistance and stepping areas, braking systems, cab integrity, the roof strength, frontal strength, regulations, seat mounting strength, seat belt anchor strength. That Word document that you see there attached was provided by Pierce. It's 4 pages of what they test and what they build to. It's included in this presentation. This will be posted on the website. We'll try to get it up for tomorrow. And once it's posted on the website, you can download this. And if you really desire, you can look at the document from Pierce and you can see what they actually build it to and test it to and certify it to. It's extremely thorough, to say the least. Finances. At this point, what you'll see in the, I'll talk about here in a second, is because we have delayed purchasing this apparatus equipment over the last several years, we had money that was built into our normal budget that was planned for the purchase, and all this money that was planned was not spent. So it's been accumulating in our capital non-reoccurring account, our piggy bank, if you will. So the money's been building up and building up to the point now where we can pay cash for an awful lot of stuff that's here. Hi, Lisa, can you go on mute, please? Thank you. So for the finances for this apparatus, we're planning on spending up to $1 million from the existing savings account to be used for a deposit, and up to 600 grand to be financed over a 10-year lease purchase agreement. Impact to taxes will be none. We don't anticipate our current mill rate increasing at all because of this. The current mill rate allows for payment of the 10-year lease purchase, no increase. And if you take a look at the mill rate, you'll see the mill rate actually in 2018 at 3.45, at 2019 at 3.6, in 2020 it dropped to 3.4, and last year we dropped the mill rate again to 3.3. So our taxes have actually been going down over the last several years, and we anticipate this year with, I can't speak for the future, what's going to happen in today's economy, but barring any unforeseen changes, we're looking to hold taxes flat this year to at least 3.3. And there's a lot of desire to even decrease it from there to make things easier for our taxpayers as possible. So there won't be any increase in taxes because of this. Strategic vision. Let's get into that. I know a lot of people are curious. The fleet upgrades. So the near-tier plan is to downsize major apparatus from the 6 pieces that we went through in the first couple slides. And we're going to downsize the fleet to 5. And we're going to obsolete one of the quints and not replace it. The question is, which one? And whether it's engine 15, the mean stick, or engine 12, one of them will be obsoleted and not replaced. And we'll get to that whenever the decision is made. Once the aerial arrives, once all this other stuff falls into place, we'll figure out which one's in better shape. they both have pros and cons. And not to get sidetracked here, but engine 12 is the older, it's 1996, but it's made by Pierce, and it no longer, the squirt no longer can get parts for it. It's the manufacturer is out of business. The squirt part of it's out of business. Engine 15, which is newer, the main stick, but that has an extensive history of being in the shop for maintenance, and we spent a ton of money on that. And it seems like it's always over in Fleet Masters at our certified dealer across the river, and it's in the shop way too often. So we don't know which one we're going to get replaced at this point. That's going to be decided down the road. So which one remains, whether it's engine 15 or engine 12, at that point, we'll start the replacement cycle for that due to the age of that vehicle. The one vehicle that will be left will be replaced. As I keep saying, the other vehicle is going to be obsoleted, sold, scrapped, whatever. It'll be gone and we won't talk about it. End result, elimination of one of the major apparatus. And the reason is we're going to have more efficient operations, less costs, and we'll be able to streamline our response matrix. So let's take a look at this again. We talked about the 2005 Seagrays main stick, the 88 Pierce Aero Ladder Tower, Rescue 1 2007, and the Engine 6, which has already been voted to replace. So the new assignments coming out of Station 1 is going to look like new Engine 6, which is due to arrive next spring or summer, new Truck 12, which we're looking to get approved for tomorrow night. It's going to be the purchase of the stock demo unit. And then Rescue 1, 2000 Pierce Lance Heavy Duty Rescue. So we will be down one engine here at Station 1. So note the downsizing of an engine pumper, the Quint, it's gone. Coming out of Station 2 today is Engine 4, the 2000 Pierce Lance Rescue Pumper, and the Engine 2, as I mentioned, the 96 Pierce Lance Quint. And in the future, it's going to be Engine 4 and Engine 2 or Engine 5. And we'll keep one and obsolete the other. And eventually, the 96 or the 2005 will be slated for replacement. But we would have to start a committee that hasn't been started yet. They would have to put work into a spec. You'd have to have another referendum. So you're talking a year and a half, 2 years or whatever. You're talking someplace down the road before we do get organized to replace which one stays, whether it's Engine 2 or Engine 5. But they are going to need replacement. One of them will. So summary, either Engine 12 or Engine 15 gets obsoleted. And the decision we made once new Engine 6 gets here and new Truck 12 arrives, and then the fleet's redeployed, we'll decide what stays, what goes. And as I keep saying, either Engine 15 or Engine 12, which one remains, will wind up getting replaced subsequently in the next year or two or whatever. We'll come up for another vote. And whatever gets obsoleted won't be replaced. It's just going to be gone. So it changes the response matrix now that we don't have this engine. What we're looking at is from Station 1, first that would be the new Truck 12, then Engine 6. Station 2, either Engine 15 or 12, then Engine 14. If the alarm structure response is in the Station 2 area, from Station 1, it would be new Truck 12, then Engine 16. And from Station 2, it would be Engine 14 out, the engine out first, and then the Quint, whether it's 15 or 12. So the simplified response provides for one engine, one Quint on the initial assignment. Summary. This is going quick. The existing aerial is 32 years old, needs to be replaced. It's out of service. The accelerated replacement plan is to obtain either a demo or stock unit quickly. The fleet is going to be downsized by one engine and not replaced. And the response matrix provides for a simplified response, one engine, one aerial on the initial response. Okey doke. So at this point, we can take questions.